Hey everyone, welcome to today's discussion. We're diving headfirst into a question that's plagued humanity for ages. What happens after we kick the bucket? It's a big one, right? So what are some of the main ideas people have about this?
Well, it's a question with no single answer, that's for sure. People have approached it from many different angles. Religions, for example, often offer comforting ideas about an afterlife, heaven, hell, reincarnation, depending on the belief system. Then there are philosophical viewpoints like materialism, which says consciousness ends with the brain, or dualism, which suggests the soul nicks on. It's a fascinating mix of faith, philosophy, and personal experiences.
Whoa, religions, that's a huge range. Can you give me a quick rundown of some of the different religious perspectives? I'm really curious.
Sure, Abrahamic religions like Christianity, Islam, and Judaism often talk about heaven and hell, with the judgment day determining your fate. Eastern religions like Hinduism and Buddhism are more focused on reincarnation and the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. The goal there is often to escape that cycle and achieve enlightenment. And then there are indigenous beliefs, which often involve a spirit world where ancestors continue to exist. It's a really diverse range of beliefs.
Wow, it's a lot to take in. So what about the philosophical side? I've heard of materialism and dualism, but what are those exactly?
Materialism is pretty straightforward. It says that everything is physical, including consciousness. When your brain stops working, that's it. Dualism, on the other hand, believes that the mind and body are separate. The mind, or soul, is non-physical and can exist independently of the body, potentially surviving death. It's a classic debate.
Okay, I think I get it. So if materialism is true, there's no afterlife. But if dualism is true, there could be. Is there any evidence for either side?
That's the million-dollar question. There's no scientific proof for an afterlife, and materialism is the more scientifically accepted view. However, many people find comfort and meaning in believing in an afterlife, regardless of scientific evidence. It's a matter of faith, really.
Right, Faith. What about near-death experiences, NDEs? Are those often cited as evidence for an afterlife?
NDEs are definitely fascinating. People report out-of-body experiences, seeing bright lights, meeting deceased loved ones. But scientists have alternative explanations, like oxygen deprivation affecting the brain or the release of endorphins. While NDEs are compelling to some, they don't provide definitive proof of an afterlife.
So it all comes down to belief then? Is there any way to know for sure?
Not really. The question of life after death is ultimately a personal one. Science can't answer it definitively, and it's a question that has been debated for centuries. Whether you believe in an afterlife or not, it's a question that shapes how we live our lives.
That's a really good point. Thinking about death can make us appreciate life more, right?
Absolutely. Whether you believe in an afterlife or not, contemplating mortality can encourage us to live more fully, cherish our relationships, and make the most of our time. It's a powerful motivator.
So even without a definitive answer, the question itself is important?
Exactly. The search for meaning and understanding in the face of death is a fundamental part of the human experience. It's a question that will continue to fascinate and challenge us for generations to come.
That's a great way to put it. Thanks for this insightful discussion. It's given me a lot to think about.